Have you ever had to make a really tough, almost life-changing decision and be completely stumped? Well, today I'm going to give you the 3 steps on how to make a tough decision and feel great about it at the end. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Greg Winteregg here, CEO Matterhorn Business Development, author of Fun at Work. If you don't have my book, you should definitely get my book. And if you're here and you have not yet subscribed, then absolutely subscribe. We're putting out 3 videos a week, and you're really going to love our content. So here we go. Making a tough decision. We can talk about life-changing decisions. We can talk about, I'm talking about business. I'm not talking about who you're going to marry. This is about your future job, your future career. Okay, so there are 3 steps. There are these 3 factors. I did a really long version of this. Neil and I did a live stream. I told my own personal stories. I'm giving you the abbreviated version today. 3 things that you must consider when making a tough decision. Number 1, control. When you're making a decision, how much control do you want at the end of the day? Now, quick example. You're going to be a salaried employee and you're going to show up from 9 until 5 or from 8 until 2, or you're going to work from 11 at night till 7 in the morning. I mean, you lose control. Now, the opposite of that is you have your own business. You go to work whenever you want to go to work. So then control is a major factor. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much control do you have to have? For me, a 10 is ultimate control. So I'm an 8, 9, 10 guy. I'm willing to give up a little bit of control if I bring on a partner or something like that, but I need to have control. So that's just how when I graduated from dental school, I bought a practice, opened it up. I paid 19.5% interest in 1981 because that's what the rate was at the time, but I wanted control. So that kind of leads me into the second factor, risk tolerance. How much risk can you tolerate? There's always going to be risk. So you can take the safe route, you can give up some control, and you can go work for a company with a guaranteed salary, $100,000 a year. Okay, that's a nice rate, that's a nice wage. You show up, you get benefits, the 401k, it looks pretty safe. But then this is a startup company. The reason you're getting $100,000 is because of this. And other companies where it was going to be a little bit more safe, we're only going to give you $60,000. So the risk tolerance is a little bit higher with a startup than with an established company. So then here, when we're talking risk tolerance, you have to think about the worst case scenario. How's the saying go? Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Well, I planned for the best, but then I also planned for the worst. So for me in this category, risk tolerance has to do, not with everything goes right. Everybody's happy when it goes right. What is your risk tolerance if it all goes wrong? Everything just goes to crap. And now you ended up in a place that you didn't want to be. And so then you must, before you make a big decision, if it all goes bad, what is my solution? There's always a solution. If it goes bad, you don't die. I mean, we're not talking about jumping out of an airplane without a parachute like Travis Pastrana does. That's a great video, by the way. Actually, I'm going to have Abby link that one. You got to see this. Anyway, the guy's crazy. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about, okay, so it goes bad and you go bankrupt. Okay, that would be really bad, but you're still alive. All right. In bankruptcy, they don't take your house. They don't take your car. They don't take your family. So could you tolerate that? So then you have to take a look. Second item, risk tolerance, second step. Figure out the worst case scenario and what are the consequences of that. Can you tolerate those consequences? If you can tolerate the consequences of the worst case scenario, by all means, charge forward. Okay, so now what's the degree of control you must have or are willing to surrender? What's your tolerance, your risk tolerance for the worst case scenario? And then thirdly, how confident are you? Because this is what it all boils down to. And I could put confidence first, but really confidence is last. So you have the control factor, you have your risk tolerance. Now, how confident are you you can pull off the best case scenario? How confident are you could handle emotionally and tactically going through the steps of the worst case scenario? And if looking at this risk tolerance, you're not that confident, you're not all that comfortable with the amount of control that you would have or willing to surrender, then don't make the decision. Don't change. If it's going to scare you, if it's going to stress you, it raises your blood pressure, it gives you an ulcer, you now start to fight with your spouse, don't do it. Just don't do it, because it's not worth it. But I will tell you, and go to the live stream. We're going to link that down below. Go to the live stream, and Neil and I go on about this for 45 minutes with many stories. But I am telling you, this is the process. Now, I did not read this in a book. I did not get this from, some fancy schmancy, high-powered guy who does seminars all over the place. This is the process that I have figured out for myself in 40 years in business. This is the process. And I was able to kind of stand back and look like, what is the process I go through? And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that feels great about this, but I had a client who was going through a tough time the other day, and I sent her the live stream, and she goes, wow, that really helps. So I'm here to help you with making tough decisions. And this is actually this is how I make every decision, the simple decisions, the mild, the minor decisions. I kind of go through this process. I kind of have my own little checklist. So be sure and check out these 3 things when it's coming time to make the next big decision. All right, so if you want to get the kind of help like I just said one of our clients got, that was on our Adventure to Profit program. That is our weekly group mentoring program. And my eyes will be on your decision just like for her. So if you want to apply to work with us, go to adventuretoprofit.com, fill out the application. Let's take a look. Let's see if we got a fit here. I want to help you make your next big decision.